Hello everybody, welcome to Momocon 2v2 quarterfinals. I'm MicheL or Halc.
And I am Rantz.
So today we're going to be seeing 6 very strong teams. They get all the way up to this quarterfinal match here. See GV, Glooba, Sinic, SFC, Arti and gdin, Y, Zekiecat and Yezy, Cook, Hedgi and MicheL, U, LeBob and Bo, and W, Rocky Boy 34 and Cam. Arti and gdin are together on a team known as Arcadia. LeBob, Bo, former teammates on U-Turn. I believe Rocky Boy and Cam are both. Sorry if you could hear that. There was somebody on the loudspeaker. I believe Rocky Boy and Cam are both on metal. I could be wrong about Rocky though. I know Cam is on metal. Hedgi, MicheL, both on Cook. Glooba, Sinic, both on GV.
So these teams have already gone through one round, right? So this is second round. 2 rounds?
Yeah, this is third round, yes.
Okay.
And I'd say this is going to be the roughest round for some of those lower seeded teams. Glooba, Sinic, GV I believe is a D1 or 2, possibly 3 team. Arti and gdin for SFC together on Arcadia, that is a D1 team right there. Cook, D4 team right there. The rest of the people, nobody's that high, I don't believe. Yezy's also on Cook, I think, actually. Hopefully that advantage from knowing Hedgi and MicheL will help him out.
Well, this is going to be some intense racing is what we've seen so far. We're going to continue to have some really competitive races. Looks like the lobby is open. Getting ready to get things going here. They're doing the last minute tech issues to try and get everyone's headsets connected, I think, within their team. And then we should be ready to go pretty quickly thereafter, hopefully.
Yeah, not much to really talk about right now. I guess talk about Momocon. If you saw me yesterday with Bo, who is one of our 2v2 players, you will know we're at Momocon right now, the largest Mario Kart LAN tournament in the United States. I believe globally, I could be wrong, who knows? I don't know much about the LAN scene in other places. I know we are seeing a LAN tournament in Paris today, this weekend. Momocon though has free-for-all, 2v2, and 6v6 this year. And so, for the 2v2, probably one of our lesser watched formats here, but nonetheless still a very good, fun time. So I believe the room should be starting up any moment here. Don't exactly know what's going on. Oh, we're having a headphone swap out.
So this format's different from an FFA or a 6v6 because it's just 2 players are on a team together, correct?
Yeah. Generally here, when you see your teammate, that's really the only person you really have to look out for. Otherwise, it's similar to an FFA, but you are protecting your teammate. There will be team communications and team plays and whatnot. Danny Fathom letting us be toxic to one another, but you have to say it to their face. Great TO. Love Danny. Great guy.
This community here is just really cool. in that they really do respect each other across the board.
Yeah. There are some people that, you know, aren't nice to each other. That's going to happen everywhere you go, any community you're in. But out of every online community I've been in, this is really one of the nicest and most supporting communities there is, as long as you don't do something to get on anybody's bad side. First track selection coming in, we're seeing 4 Rainbow Roads. Don't know what team that is yet, but hopefully for those teams, you know, they want to get it. But we're going to Singapore Speedway. All right.
Okay.
Singapore Speedway was chosen by Rocky, I believe.
Alright. We're going to have 2 teams here on our view for right now, GV and SFC.
GV looks to be going both yellow Birdos, so that'll be easy for us in the mini-map.
That is true. We're going to have a lot of people using the same characters, potentially, same setups.
Now, Singapore Speedway is going to be a good track for Rocky here. Rocky is a known inside drifting player. So, gdin taking early right up into the mid-pack. Probably looking to just hold on to this red right now. I don't think it does him any good to throw it, especially with no defense behind. Trying to go wide for coins, but whoever that green Yoshi is just took them all. Right. Taking out.
When it gets really tough right here, the pack is all close together. Everyone's kind of...
We're separating right now, though, which is a good thing. I'd say right now, probably the toughest spot to be in is that lower pack right there. Which looks to be where both of our GV players are in.
Yeah, they're yellow birdies, but they're moving up now.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yeah. MicheL in first place right now. Top 2 for Cook, actually. But gdin's going to make some big work of this plant.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. Destroying... don't remember the other one is on Cook.
Nope.
Only coin in second place is not going to be very good for gdin, though. Hoping that Cam does have a banana, I believe. So it's going to be... Oh, but he gets taken out by a Rang. Oh, and MicheL just retaliates with that horn, keeping himself in first place. Glooba getting up there.
Second place there.
This is going to be a pretty close ending. Oh, Glooba deciding to burn his mushroom. Interesting choice when there's big shortcut at the very end and getting hit out. Sinic in the very back. Glooba in third place. Can they make this race work out for them?
Yep, MicheL. But it looks like he got dodged.
Yeah. Cam in second place. I believe that's Rocky in first. I could be wrong.
Well, this was Rocky's race, right?
Oh, that's not Rocky. That is not an inside drifting bike. That's MicheL.
MicheL.
All right, Cook having a strong race. 1-4 right there. That is exactly what you want to see if you're Cook right now. GV getting 2 and somewhere towards the middle bottom spots.
So we do have our scores up on the screen, so you can see those as they come in.
For 2v2s, the amount of points you're going to want to get per race is something like 14-ish. If you average out, average score you can get per race is about 6.7. So multiplying that by 2, you're going to get 13-ish, round up to 14. S, W, G, and C all having above average races. Y having a very bad race, though. Hope that Zekie and Yezy can come back from that.
Sometimes that happens. It's 12 races here, so we're going to have plenty of time to catch back up again.
Yeah. Yezy was just doing FFA quarterfinals, made it past. Zekie was as well. Sadly, he did not. So we're hoping, I'm sure Zekie is hoping not to get out twice in a row. Yezy's hoping to maintain that lead. Sinic getting instantly trailed out. Arti in the back, bagging. gdin also in the back, but not bagging. He's looking to try and come up, but Sinic has pressure with that red right now, but he does throw it on at Cam.
So is this typically a bagging track here, or is this...
Maple Treeway I would say that it is more so a runner, but you have the ability to bag on it. Back when it was a more consistently played track before the last few waves of the booster course passed, I would choose to bag like Glooba did, which does seem to be, he has a very strong item pool right now. Star in pocket is pretty good. Sinic with these double reds, going to be hitting out Hedgi. GB's just looking to make a comeback right now, I'm sure.
Looks like Yezy's up there. That's good for Y.
Both of those green Yoshis, don't know who they are just quite yet, but there are 2 green Yoshis in the front, probably likely teammates. Who are they? Rocky.
Ooh, that was a good coming out of that.
Fire from Sinic hitting Rocky.
That was a good item pull for Sinic.
Will that be Cam in the front, or will it be somebody else? Arti in second place right now. I don't know if Arti... Oh, that's Zekiecat up in front. Team Y. Hoping to have a big comeback race. Arti will be looking to pass here, I'm sure, though. Having the cut right here. I don't know exactly how strong it is. I do believe it saves about a second, not much more or less. But we'll be
surrounded
gaining
by
ground.
those Ys, so that's where the team aspect may come in here.
Yeah. That is Rocky behind Arti right now. I think if Arti knows what he's doing, I think that he's just going to let Zekiecat run because they had a pretty poor race last time. S is not exactly... Oh, the shock comes out. I believe... Oh, that was probably a Y shock. Zekiecat falling off the course, getting the fall off dodge. Staying large while Arti has to grow, but that's not enough. Having the glider right there definitely helped Arti.
I think that turned out well for SFC there.
First 7 for SFC, 3-5 for GV. That's going to be a good race for them. I do believe that would... G and S are tied for first place. Our two two POVs.
Yeah, and Y really did not come out strong on that.
Yeah.
After that shock, so that really hurt them.
Surprising considering that Zekiecat did get the fall off there. I would have thought that being large in that scenario would have definitely helped, but there must have been a lot of dodgers in the pack. Did not really look at that. W also had a very good race. Rocky and Cam looking to make a move on G and S right here.
So really, if we're staying on our 14-point is good ratio, 4 of our 6 teams are at or better where we wanted to be. So,
but because we have 4 teams that are doing average or above average, Y is very hard in the trenches right now. Currently 23 away from first place. First or second tied, I guess. This is going to be a very good start for Arti and Arti, probably Zekiecat and Glooba right here. Mount Wario, very hard running track. Difficult. Oh, Arti is hitting the snow though, so that will be a loss of spots there. GV up in first place right now. Don't know where the other one.
Bumping happening.
Yeah, Mount Wario is a very, very, very tight track. You will see a lot of bumps here.
Everyone's trying to hit that same line, which then makes it so that you're gonna get knocked off occasionally. That's the hard part.
1-8 for GV. Sinic with one shot on a rang, probably looking to keep everybody at distance from him. He does not want to get put in that pack.
2-3 for SFC, so that's good for them. Running pretty hard, but it is still really tight. That mini-map, you can't even see who's who.
Our GV member, Glooba, up in front, does have a pretty sizable lead. This fire would not connect if you were to throw it right now. with all the trees and everything, is just not worth it either.
I think they just used it to
Glooba
get
has a
rid of
Horde
it.
in one. That will be very useful for if there's a blue shell. Pretty common to see a blue shell on this end of the course as well, and a shock.
Is there enough separation for a blue shell?
Honestly, it doesn't really look like it.
I mean, this is
Now that you
still a
mention it.
really tight pack.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there's going to be
Items-
too many of those weight items.
Yeah, items being entirely distance-based does not really help the chances of there being a shock or a blue. Although I could see a very late shock being pulled from that last set from, looks like Bo in the end of the back. SFC getting 2-3 though, very helpful for them. GV getting 1, probably 1-4 for GV will be a better race than 2-3 for SFC, I believe. What is that? 14, yeah, 14 for G, 20 or 12 for, or sorry, 24 for G, 22 for S, and W did not have a very strong race either, giving them massive break.
No, our top two are really going to start breaking away here, it looks like.
Yeah, W is going to have to try and catch up if they want to continue having their lead right now. 6 points over the fourth place team. It will be a good barrier, but it's not going to be a full stop by any means possible.
No, and 4-5 are right there together, so there's not much separation there. You has a chance to get back into the middle of the pack.
Y needs big races though. 21 after 3. They could be doing a lot better. I have very good trust in Zeki and Yezy though. Yezy, I believe, came top 3 in his FFA, so he's probably trying to get used to having the team play there. I don't exactly know where Zeki came, but Glooba in first right now. Glooba in first right now. Sinic in 10th, having very similar situation. Arti in last. gdin in first place right now. Both teams have one in top spots, one in very bottom spots. Having the red shell as pressure does not let anybody pass unless they have something to protect themselves. Yezy does.
This could
Yezy
be
coming
big
up,
if Yezy can stay
does
strong.
not even, gdin does not even decide to throw it up. Probably realizes he has at least 30 points over Y.
So it's a question of whether or not Yezy can get his teammate up with him.
Yeah. 2-5 for SFC right now. Oh, blue is out. Will be targeting Yezy. I don't believe Yezy has any sort of protection. I think that he had one rotating green and probably a coin behind that. Weird. Yezy is shortly behind though. And Zeki. Alright. Oh,
there's a
yeah, red shell
switch,
hitting
yep.
out gdin. Already in first place now, taking the lead for his partner. 1-5 is going to be a very strong position here, especially with that fire from gdin. Oh, but he decides to back it. Not going to go for MicheL or Zeki's.
But Yezy is staying on a good race, and MicheL is up there as well.
Yeah.
So those are two teams that need to have
Oh,
some
Cook
good
firing
races.
out. Hedgi firing out Bo. Nope. We are seeing gdin getting passed up by a lot of people. Does not have any sort of items that will speed him up. Will the greens hit LeBob? No, it will not. Star going to be used for this last cut right here.
The bomb did not
Everybody coming up right now.
hit. And
All right, eighth place for SFC. 1-8. Y having a big race there,
yeah,
2-4.
Look at that.
And I
That's going to
believe
help them catch
GV
up.
had 2-6 or 2-5. SFC and G both having good races. Y having a massive comeback though.
Look at that, right there into fifth.
I believe that doubled their points almost.
So that just shows you how quickly you can catch back up here.
Yeah. You is going to need big races though. Eight left. I know that Bo got knocked out of his free-for-all quarterfinals just last round. I believe LeBob got knocked out round 2. So we will be seeing possibly more knockouts from them.
So, Y and C are right there on top of each other.
Yeah.
So again, it can.
And honestly, U is not very far behind. An 8-point difference can be made very easily if U just gets the right spots.
So this is big. We're not even halfway through yet.
Yeah.
A lot of racing to continue. We could see these places change quickly.
I will say that Cook is a much higher seed than U is. So, is it likely that U will have a big race over Cook? I wouldn't say it's incredibly likely. It definitely can happen. Glooba
Sometimes we just never
getting
know
lots
what's
of
going to happen
early
on these
drafts.
tracks.
Arti and gdin in 1-3 right now. That's going to be big for them, but they will have a lot of people trying to pass them at the cut.
5-12, so they're going to have to really come back here on this race.
This track is known for being very heavy with people running up from that cut. Although, I do not think that MicheL and Shock are as common just because of the short nature of this course.
No,
gdin
but
trying
look at that
to
112.
move up right now. 112 is above average. That is a 16-point race if they were to get that. So it would be useful, but they would really need to keep up on G though. G having, what is that? It looks like, 4 or 5 right now. That would be a bigger race from them.
Sometimes having that teammate in the back, though, can
Yeah.
get you some good items or save you from getting hit by some of
This
the bad
is
items.
Shock distance, but I don't think that Shock would be coming out at this point. Or if it would be, it would not be in very high favor. GV third and last right now. Looking
So
for
is that going to be the ending? No. Cook ended up
SFC
in last.
1-7. That will be helping their lead, I believe. I think I saw GV got second. I did not see what their other placement was. Yeah, S pulling away right now, having a big 9-point race. Plus 11 is going to be a hard comeback for G.
And
Y and U only having a 1-point difference. Literally just having 2 spots ahead, or even having a second place for Y over a third place from U can turn the tides of their matches.
I mean, it's 7 points YC, so there's still a chance. I'm guessing, and I don't know this, top 3 advance? Is that what we're doing?
It is top 3
teams?
advance.
So I don't know that anyone's out of it yet. There's still a good chance for Y to come back and pick up those extra points. They're only 13 points back.
100%. I would say that S is very far ahead. There's not a large chance that they would be falling back. It can happen, but they've been so dominant here. I really doubt it will. Caster's Curse, though, who knows? G also having a very large differential on 4th place. Not as much as the plus 11 helps SFC, though. Sinic taking an early, Sinic and Arti and gdin taking an early lead. Glooba staying in the back, gonna be cutting up here. gdin and Glooba having troops will help them make lots of ground up, but the NISC is pretty powerful here.
So this is a very technical course as well.
Yeah,
if you don't get the right lines, you're in trouble.
This is probably within, depending on what section you're on, I guess. This can be within top 10 most technical courses, but it also can be a very simplistic course if you're just going on the half pipe, honestly. Arti in 3rd, gdin in 12th. gdin probably going to be using this bill very soon because he wants to get into the cut. I don't fully understand why he would want to hold this bill unless he thinks that there's going to be shock in play, which there is typically, I would say, 2 blues and a shock on this course.
But if he stays
Holding
in
this
the
bill
back, then
incredibly
he's
long, even
holding that
past
for
the NISC.
his teammate. Well, his teammate's not. He's only in 7th, so
Yeah, shock cannot be pulled from anything 8th place and above. I have no idea why he would be holding this bill other than, I guess, is that a bill extension?
Well, with the triple reds, it's going to be coming strong out of here if he can pull into the mid-pack with those, but...
Yeah. I really could only just assume that gdin probably kicking himself for not using it earlier. There is the shot. He was that dodging. Arti dodging and has a ghost. That will give him almost 100% chance of mushroom almost, as long as nobody had rolled any item above.
Trip,
mushroom. Oh, but his triple mushrooms that he rolled got ghosted as well.
That was hard.
And that's going to be a breakaway race for whoever the white and green Yoshis are. I believe that the green Yoshi is probably a W player, but it could be actually Yezy and Zeki could be up there together. That is Yezy and Zeki together having a 27-point race. Insane.
Wow. Again, that just shows you how well these things change. And from last to third place for Y.
Yeah, that was an insane build-up of points right there from Y, knowing exactly what they're doing on that course. I did not realize how dominant Zeki and Yezy have a reign over that course. Don't know if that was because of the shock.
Well,
although it did look like they broke away shortly after that shock, so likely they had dodging power. Likely one of them did dodge, but they also were on that half-pipe section where you're constantly boosting, so you're going to get lots of breakaway from that.
That's where teammates really work well together, can
Yezy
really make the
over at
difference.
me. I assume he might be watching the stream.
Yeah, I mean, when you sit right next to the casters, you get to hear all the insights sometimes. That can be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, looks like Glooba and Sinic did have an okay race. 6-7 is not terrible.
No, I mean, I think...
Sorry, that was 7-8.
We're still seeing the S.
Oh, Glooba
strong.
Almost calling off the track, but turning on the smart steering just in time. Surprised he would be turning off the smart steering right there rather than in the air of the first cut. Having the red shell, throwing it in the glider, gonna be doing some damage to whoever it hits. Cam has the horn, do not want to get caught up in that at all.
Nice shortcut run right there.
Boomerang in first place. Zeki right behind him. Oh, he's definitely slowing down to hit Zeki. Oh, or it's because Zeki has the mushroom. Wants Zeki in first place so that he can take the blue. Glooba having no item take the blue definitely does not want to be in first place right now when Zeki has a mushroom. Sinic. I thought Sinic was going to get ready.
Some big separation here, so that means that we're going to start seeing some of the bigger items coming out soon, probably.
We are having massive separation from Glooba in first place and Arti in sixth.
And unfortunately, it's a green, so that means that's Team Y in the back again.
MicheL having very, very comfortable space between the two teams. Not going to get caught up unless there's any sort of backs from whoever that is in third right there. Or not third, sorry. Fourth, I believe.
And this is...
gdin taking the blue. That's exactly what GV wants to see right now. Blue on the third lap, right before the line, although it will not get him shrooms for the cut. So MicheL, if he has a shroom, can cut up, does not have a shroom. That looks to be a GV player
finish Glooba
in third place.
But his teammate...
Sinic getting a lower spot, probably 8th, 7th. WU having bad races, sadly. 9th, 11th for W, and I believe that was 10, 12 for U. Only bringing them farther behind. I did just realize we have hit our halfway mark right now.
Yes, and so Y continues to stay in third.
Yeah.
2-point separation from C, though.
S has about the same distance away from being knocked out as they did when I first mentioned it earlier. But it does look like Y, C really could have any sort of small change, can just totally knocked things out of proportion for Y right now.
Yeah, well, and C is really staying in there, so we got to keep an eye on C and make sure that they don't sneak into the front.
Yeah. Yezy and Zeki, very strong players, but MicheL and I cannot believe it is the 7th race and I do not know who the other person, Hedgi, sorry. I'm so sorry, Hedgi, if you're watching this. But yeah, MicheL and Hedgi, also very strong players. Sinic getting the bump line, falling off in the stupid out-of-bounds zone. Oh, already getting redded off the glider.
Ooh, that was a big hit, and that dropped way down, all the way to the back.
Yeah. I believe he was in somewhere in the high mids before that.
So 3 or 4.
Yeah, getting sent to 12.
Gdin
Gdin also in the very back. They're 100% going to be relying on shock right now. They need a shock to catch up.
If you can see them slowing down at the item boxes to try and pick up some big ones.
A 3-point race is not what SFC needs right now if they want to keep their lead over G. Oh, Arti does have shock. I can't say that too loud. G is up in the front, right next to me. They dodge with a shock. That's going to be an insane help for SFC right now.
Ooh.
First one, not going to be making very many waves, but it will be bringing them up a couple spots. Arti has a dodge for Gdin's shock.
So Glooba and Sinic, 1 and 7.
Yeah. Oh, MicheL and Hedgi are in the back. That's not. Oh, second shot comes out.
Yes.
Absolutely. Pretty much destroys Sinic, it looks like.
Arti sitting with 2 good items there.
Arti does get shocked
Gdin
into
has
boxes.
great items as well.
Or not Arti, sorry. Glooba gets shocked into boxes, but only has a coin. This blue shell from Gdin will be making a difference as well, I believe. I can imagine this will be sent. Probably trying to hit Glooba right now.
Yes.
I was expecting it to be after this last set. Arti coming up though.
Yes,
proving that
Arti.
those 2 shots really can make a difference. Gdin in 1 place.
All of a
Sinic
sudden
in
they're
second
way
now.
into it. 1-3.
Oh, throwing the red. Does he have another? He does not. Oh, Gdin getting hit right before the line.
Oh, that
Not what
hurt.
you want to see. Honestly, it
was
didn't really
doing
hurt
really
that
so
bad.
well.
He only went from 4th to 6th. But having 1-6 there from SFC, 2-5 from GV.
Well, Hedgi had a good race as well.
Bigger race from SFC than GV, making bigger difference there.
So,
But the difference between G and Y has been extended as well.
well, and a little bit more separation between Y and C. That was another point gain for Y. I thought that was going to catch up a little bit.
At this point, having a 46-point difference between S and 4th place, C, will make it so that S is almost guaranteed. I mean, if they have 11, 12 races back-to-back 4 times, big announcement from the 2v2 on the main stage. That's being casted at USMK Racing, just saying. It'll be going on past ours. But SFC pretty much guaranteed. G having 36 points, almost as guaranteed. Oh, GV burning out though. Sinic, hate to see it. GV and S are almost guaranteed unless they have terrible races.
I will say that this is shaping up like most of the races I've seen. The top is separating, the bottom is separating, but it's those ones right there on the bubble, what I call the bubble guppies, are the ones who are really the ones to watch. This is where all the competition is going to happen between Y and C right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to see whether or not those 2 teams can really separate from each other.
Something big happening at the to try and gain their way back up. Y is looking to keep their 20-point lead over W. At this point, U is going to need big races to make up their 36-point differential.
Yeah, Zekiecat is in 3rd, it looks like, but I believe that the other Y player is back in the middle.
5-6 from GV. honestly not a bad spot for them, knowing that they have to have terrible races in order to be knocked out. 5-6 is not going to be a terrible race.
Well,
That looks to be MicheL up in front with possibly another Cook member in fourth.
and this is like what we were saying. This is what they needed, right?
Exactly.
Big
What is
race.
that? A 1-4 for Cook would lead into a 24-point race.
Ooh, that was a hard
Yeah.
hit on that green.
Very chaotic right there. I do not blame Artie for getting hit at all. Oh, having the red come up from last place, hitting him in 11th.
Sometimes
fun.
it just all hits you at once. So that there's nothing
It really
you can do
does
about
just
it.
happen like that.
It's so frustrating when you're playing and that happens.
All right,
Yezy's in
Zeki,
third.
Zeki in second right now with MicheL right in front of him. I believe if Zeki knows what's good for him, he's not going to throw that red, having the double greens behind him. Artie in last place with a shock again. Getting gdin right before boxes, getting Glooba, MicheL, Zeki after boxes. gdin does get redded out, and Bo stops to hit. Or was he hit and we just did not see that
Yezy
animation?
got hit there.
Yeah, Yezy got hit. That would have been a 2-3 for tag Y, but sadly Yezy just gets hit.
2-5 is not
2-5
bad,
is
though.
not bad either.
First place for Cook.
Did not see where Hedgi got, but first place will be good.
So that's going to keep that competition going really heavy.
That
Ooh,
would,
that did create some separation, though.
Yeah.
That's an 8-point difference between Y and C now.
I believe that.
And so we're really seeing some
would-
big separations happening.
Yeah, right now, the biggest teams to look out for are Y and C right on the cusp with 3 races left.
Yeah, so like I said, this is really where it all kind of has been happening all day long. It's these bubble teams right there that are the ones who are trying to fight for their way into the next round.
Yeah. S and G do have less separation on getting knocked out, although at this point, 3 races left. G having 37 points, S having 42 points on getting knocked out. Very, very, very unlikely.
No, you're playing for the seat up there at the
Yeah.
top. Is what you're doing.
At this point, if we could change the cast to being Y and C, that would be a much better watch. Sadly, can't do that. S and G going to be who we're going to have to watch those through. Very exciting races from the USMK racing stream over there.
Yeah, they. It's really just great competition everywhere, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's so amazing about being here is you can look around and there's great racing happening on all the stages.
For viewers at home, it's not much different, but I know that at least for me, when there's a big tournament like MKU or any of our FFAs or 2v2 or whatever really events hosted by MKC, having to watch multiple streams at once to get a POV of what's happening in the different rooms is kind of frustrating, especially knowing that some of our streaming services that we stream on, or user streaming services, are not necessarily the greatest. I won't say which ones, but we all know what I'm talking about. But having multiple streams open is hard for viewers at home. Sadly, you all are going to have to deal with that. But being at Momocon, getting to see people both on your left and right playing races, seeing all the different rooms. Anyways,
Well, and just to see everybody here
exactly.
and seeing everybody meeting each other, this is really a really neat experience to the community.
Yeah. Looking like we're seeing Y in these mid spots right now. MicheL has third place, but depending on where his teammate is, it might not help him as much as having these mid spots. Oh, Hedgi. Okay, it looks like Cook is both in the top 4 right now. That's really big for them.
Yeah, they need these. And I can't tell exactly. There's
Zeki getting hit out.
Yeah, Zeki's falling back, so that's going to be good for Cook if they can keep these top spaces.
Yeah,
This is-
2-4 for Cook right now.
might be a race that makes a big change in our standings.
gdin trying to keep pressure on everybody behind him.
Shock. Who dodged?
LeBob chomped.
Ooh. Looks like we got a Y going up. Yezy's coming up front. So that's good for Y.
W. There are several W spots in the mids, or
And-
W players in the mid spots.
Oh yeah, and Hedgi.
Yeah,
Did
Cook
they both
getting
fall?
10-11 right there.
Oh,
Not
they
going to be a
both fell
good
down.
race.
That was a big change.
5-9 for Y, 10-11 for Cook. What is that?
That's going to separate a little bit more there for Y.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be something like a 10-point separation there that they made.
15 points now separating Y and C. So that's big. With 16 points between C and W.
Yeah, with 2 races left, I believe the only chance that we have of seeing movement right now, or movement between qualifying and not, is Y and C.
Yes, and C almost had it. They were so close. That's got to be frustrating for them.
Yeah.
They were really up there in the front of the pack, and then that shock really knocked them back somehow. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but that was big.
Yeah. Honestly, both Y and C are very deserving of the qualifying spot here. They've been neck and neck almost this entire time. Y has been creating separation from C, but it really does come down to the fact that all 4 of those players are very talented. I would not put it past any of them to make it all the way up to the semifinals, both in 2v2 and in FFA. I'm honestly surprised that Zeki not in the semifinals for FFA.
Well, this is great competition here.
It is great competition. I do agree.
Tops in the world are here today, so
What is that? That's
no shame.
That's a U-turn player in second place right there. Cook in third. Don't know where any Y members are. Oh, that horn from LeBob is going to be very punishing.
I don't know, somebody just changed their character evidently at the last in between races there, so
I believe
figure out who that is.
I believe that could be Bo that changed to the Iggy. There is a long-running inside joke at U-turn about the Iggy AI. All right. Oh,
Hedgi in second. Ooh,
reading out
but
Hedgi.
gets hit.
And the shroom is being used beforehand to try and use the rang to burn it. All right, seeing SFC in top
1, 2,
2.
and 3, 4.
Yeah, GV in 3-4. The bottom half is going to be very hard for Sinic, though. We'll be dropping him, what was that, 4 spots right there?
Yeah, it was. That was quick drop. Ooh, and he gets hit again. That's really harsh.
Yeah. That is Bo on the Iggy.
And Hedgi's back in the back as well. Hedgi needs to come back
SFC
into
is
this.
still top 2. Very surprising, well, I guess not surprising necessarily, but
Ooh,
just the fact that they are able to hold it so hard. Not something you see all that often. SFC or GV really would be the teams that you would expect to see them do, though. Oh,
Yezy,
Glooba hitting himself. That's so terrible.
right
Zeki-
there at the end.
Zeki getting 7th, 2-7 for Y, and a 6-8 for Cook, just creating more space at this point.
That
I
may have
do
actually made it so that I think we may have set our top 3. 21-point difference.
If Cook gets top 2 and Y gets some amount of last and 9th, I believe, is the best way they could go right
But
now.
look at that 1 point separating S and G. That's going to be a fun one to watch now.
Playing for the seeding definitely is going to be necessary if they want to have an easier chance in the semifinals.
Yeah, This is going to be a big race.
Both teams very obviously able to hold their own. I mean, having a 59-point lead over dropping mathematically cannot be topped at that point.
So this is where it's all going to come down. This is now jumped from our who's going to qualify to who's going to get our top seed.
Yeah.
This is going to be a
Now,
fun race to watch.
Cook still is in it. In theory, if they have top spots, they can beat Y if Y gets terrible spots. But we're going to probably have to go back to trying to focus on GV and SFC just for this first place spot right here.
Yeah, this
I
all
believe
of a sudden changed quickly while we were paying attention to the...
Yeah, SFC looks to be in 2-6 right now. GV in 1-11.
And Cook actually looked like they were doing pretty well there for a second.
Yeah.
I lost track of them, but
Y is up there though. You can see him on the mini map. The white Yoshi is Zeki. One of our 2 green Yoshis is Yezy.
Blue is out.
Blue's out. Going to hit
And
Glooba,
does he have
which is exactly what gdin wants to see. Right on the glider.
Oh, yeah.
He does
knocks
preserve
him way
momentum and
back.
stays on the track though. Sadly does not fall off for gdin. That's how.
W's up there at the front. That's going to be good for them.
And those are not good leaf bounces. Leaves have the same properties as mushrooms for those who don't know. You're going to want to get the super bounces just like he did right there. What is this? 2-6 it looks like. Already having strange lines because the star. Expected, honestly.
So who's that in the lead? Is that W in the lead?
I believe that that's either a W member or Yezy. Zeki getting second place.
I think that was a W. It was Cam. Yezy
That's
gets
not going to be
second.
enough for Cook. And
No.
I do
GV.
believe that GV pulled it off. If
Yeah,
I
he did. Look at that.
By 2
2-point
points.
difference. Wow.
Great races here
What a comeback.
from all teams. Love
That
to see
was
it here.
big.
Momocon 2v2 quarters.
And this is why you got to stick around for the end. You just never know what's
Exactly.
going to happen. Like, that was an incredible comeback. Way to go.
I do believe we're going to be taking you to the 2v2 stream. I could be wrong. I know on the schedule here I saw it. Alright. Manklor would like to hop on the mic. I've
Okay.
had such a great time commentating. Hope you all enjoyed.
Yep, thank you for having us out.
Yeah. See y'all. Manklor is still coming. He's just taking a little second. Alright, here he comes.
I left this yesterday.
Hey everybody, MicheL here. So I've been running the stream production here for our secondary stream here at Momocon 2025, and it's been a blast doing all of this. So we appreciate everybody's support. Apologies for all the internet issues. The internet they gave us is a little slow, but we were able to manage with what we could do. I have been recording a lot of the rounds that have been that got shown during the stream downtime, so we can upload those to the USNK YouTube and other social medias later on. But thank you all so much for coming out to Momocon, whether you're here in person or watching at home. So we very much appreciate everyone's support for USMK. It's been a blast seeing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe land scenes just growing all over the country and across the world as well. So it's great to have one big Mario Kart major before Mario Kart World comes out. So look forward to more Mario Kart World lands coming up as the game comes out. So we are really excited for that. So that's going to do it for us here at the secondary stream here on Mario Kart Central. We're going to go ahead and rate it to the USNK Racing channel, who are still in the middle of their 2v2 quarters. So let's go ahead and rate it in. So thanks everybody for joining in. Have a good one, and bye-bye.